The state pen in fucking California is straight up brutal. Not only do you have to worry about other races and the drama and all the fucking guidelines, the politics, everything in between, it's mostly, as a white man, it's mostly gonna be your own race that gets you. There were fucking times when bad calls were made. I distinctly remember a time where a homeboy Giggles from Long Beach made a bad call. He made a bad call on the homeboy Spider. He looked it up on the cell phone, on a flip phone. Spider's name was super common. It was like a fucking Brian Anderson or some shit like that. I don't even remember his true name. We called him Spider. But when he looked it up on the flip phone, he saw that this dude, it looked like his picture, it fit his description, but it said he was a chomo. It said he had bad paperwork, and then that deemed him he was done. He had to go. So the call was made on him. The hitters came. They had their tomahawks. They met him in the Sally Port. They sliced his face up crazy fucking good, and it was a wrap for him. Now Spider was sitting in the fucking back, and he sends back word to Little John, the homeboy from SGV, and he goes, "What the fuck, man? Nah, I'm good. Like, this is bullshit. What the fuck's that fool making bad calls on me for?" Later, we all found out that he didn't match the birth date up. The birth date was messed up, so he made a poor call and fucking had somebody whacked. Later, that fool got his shit handed to him 10 fucking fold. And this is why it's so fucking grimy to put your life in these motherfuckers' hands. You need to just stay out and not put your life and lose this fucking ever fucking escalating lottery that happens every day in the pen. This shit is fucking straight up savage. There's another time that I can recount. A BCG fucking member, one of my homeboys, he's still in the fucking back right now fighting a case. I remember when I was in the back and he told me, hey Wes, there's no fucking deal. And I'm signing to him from the windows. He's like, they ain't offering me a deal. They ain't telling me nothing. They say it's a wrap. So what happened was, we found out there was a fucking piece of shit on the yard. The dude was an older cat. He'd been down a while. He slipped through the cracks. So then the homeboy from BCG raised his hand on it. He was ready to fucking ride. He made one essential flaw. He didn't want to fuck his new shoes up. He didn't want to fuck up his new shoes. So his foolish ass, on pizza day, wears state shoes. Nobody else is wearing state shoes. That's almost like a fucking a status symbol in the pen. You don't wear state shoes. You wear your package shit. You wear your good shit. It's just how we do it. But he's the only one who wears state shoes, and he whacks this fool into coming back from chow, and on the fucking video, they could see. They followed him back to the building. They followed him back, and they saw him get in the shower. Now, then they cracked him on the SBI. They gave him fucking assault deadly weapon on another inmate, which is a shoe term that can go from something as simple as 360 days loss of time to fucking a life sentence, depending on how they charge you. And I keep using the term shoe. Let me explain it. The SHU is the security housing unit. It's the prison inside of the prison. If you go to jail when you're busted, you go to the SHU. It means you fucked up and it's time for you to fucking go sit down for a minute. I know some crazy motherfuckers who like it. They don't even like coming to the line. The second they hit the line, they raise their hand, they go right back. I've been in that position. When I did my 14-month SHU, I came back to the line, and I was just off the charts. I thought everybody was doing weird ass shit. I was tripping on them. I didn't like their get downs. And I was kind of sharking on everybody. And they were just like, Wes, chill out. Like, you're a good dude. We know you are, but take a little off that shit. That's a phrase we use. Just take a little off that, man. It just means just chill the fuck out. And I've been in that position many times where I would let it get to my head, and I would start pumping up shit that didn't need to be pumped up, and I'm glad I made it out alive, because my attitude at that point was what was failing me. When we have an improper mindset, especially in a negative situation like that, we're straight fucked, and we're fucking ourselves. We're signing our own fucking horrible existence. But these are just 2 times out of plenty. I mean, I have seen it happen 50 fucking times, 70 fucking times, where a white dude had to go fucking riot on his people, and it's more common than it's fucking uncommon. I mean, it happens every fucking day, basically. From something as simple as a DP where you get disciplined. DP means you're getting disciplined. For white people, a normal DP is 23 seconds where two people fuck your ass up, and then you're good. It was just a simple DP for a simple problem. But then it goes as bad as if you had bad paperwork or you fucked up massively, well then you're gonna get straight booked. You're gonna get whacked. If you're a fucking chomo, we're gonna mark your face. Everyone's gonna know that when you sit down or when you show up that you're all fucking bad. These are the fucking things you have to look out for. It's not just, hey, I'm gonna go do my fucking time like a princess and stay out of trouble. The trouble will find you. These motherfuckers were looking to whack someone when they got Spider. They didn't have to do that. They were researching everybody's name, doing roll call way too often. Just roll calling after roll call. They were just looking for anybody who fucked up, and it was bullshit. It ended up biting them in the ass in the end. Okay, so why is it the majority of the time that your own people are getting you? It's for politics. If we don't police our own people, then it's gonna kick off a riot across the board. If a white guy don't get checked for being a dipshit and for fucking using dope, for fucking up, for causing problems, well then another race is gonna wanna step in. If a white boy owes money to a homie, to a Southsider, and he ain't paying on time, check it out. His own people are gonna go fuck his shit off and make sure that the homies see it so that they're okay with it. And he's still gonna pay his bill. It ain't gonna wash your debt clean. A lot of fucking all 90% of these problems, except the chomo problems, except the bad paperwork, 90% of these problems come from the dope. The dope is the biggest problem. If you have a problem with drugs and you go into the pen, you're setting yourself up for the worst fucking trip ever. So over my fucking time, I have seen at least 500 white boys lock it up. I mean, they would come in, they would start a little drug debt, and it would just come out of control. They would by the time they were done, they would owe $700 for staying up for a few fucking nights, and then they would have to just go out backwards. It was the biggest bullshit I ever seen. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I just turned my back on all drugs and all that fucking bullshit. It was just sickening to me. I hated watching it. I hated the weakness. I hated seeing what it did to my people. And these motherfuckers, like, a lot of them would lose their mind at nighttime, and then they would lock it up. They would be in the back. When I say the back, that's the shoe. When you lock it up, they send you there. So these fools would be in the shoe, and they would come to finally, and they'd be like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. They didn't even realize they were just losing their mind and shit. So by your people, not everything is so major where you're gonna get whacked or beat up. A lot of disciplinary action results in a shit fucking ton of burpees, and they'll just break your ass off. It starts you off at like 123 for something fucking small. If you end up missing an unlock, or you don't make it to yard or something, you're gonna break you off something like 123 or something. You do something as big as on some yards dropping a kite you're supposed to fucking bring, or fucking dropping the ball on anything you're carrying or anything like that. You get broke off with something like 523, where you're gonna end up doing 500 burpees for your people. I've seen people get broke off thousands, you know. And the thing is, you know, there's certain situations I've seen where someone was called on to put in some work, and at that same time, they called him to Transpac. Now he's getting transferred to a different facility. So he's like, fuck, man. Like, I've been here forever. I've been trying to go. I'm going to see my family. Can someone else grab this for me? Can one of the homeboys put their hand up to take this for me? And I'm always a motherfucker who's like, oh, you're leaving? Fuck it, I got that shit. I ain't never tripping. I'm always that motherfucker who's ready to ride. But the thing about someone like me is, which I'm gonna explain to you right now, is when you're big in prison, when you're down in prison and you're down to fight, you're gonna not be putting in that much work. Why? Because they want you around for the riot. They want you around for when it kicks off. Would you rather have me around, or would you rather have Joe Dope Fiend, okay? So the dope fiends, the fucking fools who are fucking straight liabilities, the weaker fools, they're putting in the work. It's typical battle rules. It's fucking war rules. And the thing is, you want your strongest soldiers with you. The weakest ones, the weakest links, they're expendable. This is our group as a whole, so we don't give a fuck. We're not worried about you, him, or the the other guy. I would always tell people when they used to talk about my old bunkie who was 6'8", 280 with 20 fucking twos, they'd be like, oh, he hasn't put in no work. I said, motherfucker, don't try to suggest shit to me about how I run my shit. I'm like, do you think I want him around me or your fucking ass? You're up next. You're up to bat. Let's go. Get your shit.